Companies pay me to try to break into their systems. We find the holes in their systems before the hackers do, and we help them close it.
Vinny Troia is a certified computer hacking forensic investigator and the CEO of Night Lion Security. Great to see you, Vinny. What are we supposed to make of this whole entire mess and this new wrinkle in the story?
For more on this, hacking expert Vinny Troia. Vinny, thanks for coming on the show tonight. So I just want to make sure our viewers understand who you are. You actually break into businesses for a living. You are a white hat hacker. You're on the side for good.
Vinny, over to you. You are a former hacker. You now, or I guess I could say a professional hacker of sorts, right? Because this is your business and you help individuals and companies secure themselves.
Now, we can't confirm who was behind the hack. We do know one thing. It apparently was not difficult. Vinny Troia of Night Lion Security gathered some unbelievable data on the hack, and he joins us now. Vinny, when you were telling me some of the things that you discovered, my mind was blown. My mind was blown. Things like password as the password to really sensitive information.
We talk about security 101. I mean, these are the most basic levels of security that just were being completely ignored by these executives. I mean, things like password, or when a payroll document has a password of Sony payroll. I mean, something's wrong with this process.
Can those deleted emails be recovered? IT security expert Vinny Troia joins us. Nice to see you, Vinny. And the secretary said that she doesn't intend to disclose them and that she destroyed them. But in the event, let's say that she wanted to, could those personal emails be recovered?
Absolutely. I mean, almost nothing is ever really deleted anymore. I mean, when you talk about having an Exchange server or an email server like she has, I mean, there are always multiple copies in multiple locations. So they're designed so that when one system goes down, it fails over to another system. So even though her main server may have been located here in the city, there is almost always going to be either backup copies off-site or a redundant copy somewhere else where the data was replicated.
What, in your view, does a bill like this really do in terms of helping to ensure everyone's safety?
So I think part of the problem with this type of bill is you're asking companies to not only share information, but the type of information you're asking for is somewhat vague. And essentially what you're doing is you're asking them to come forward and not only admit that they've been breached, but admit how they've been breached. And I can't really think of many companies that will volunteer that kind of information.
For all those leading women exposed in this massive privacy breach.
What's your mother's maiden name? What's the name of your first pet? When you're talking about a celebrity, you could probably just get all this information from their Wikipedia page.
Let's bring in Vinny Troia. He's CEO of Night Lion Security, security expert and ethical hacker. Vinny, it's good to see you here.
Good, thank you.
This attorney general says there's no database cyber criminals can't compromise. Is that true?
Unfortunately, I think that actually is exactly right. And when you look at what specific information was taken from the breach, you have to wonder, I mean, if they were able to get the usernames and email addresses and everything else, why didn't they take the password?
I'm wondering why they didn't take the money.
Well, I think that's the next step.
Does that mean that the information, private information, on a majority of American adults is now out there and can in fact be used to drain money from our financial accounts? I mean, that's a nightmare situation, Vinny.
I really think it is. And, you know, to take that one step further, JP Morgan did issue a statement saying that no passwords were taken. Now, from the perspective of an attacker, that actually makes a lot of sense to not touch those passwords, because the moment those passwords are taken, now JP Morgan is going to force a password reset and they pretty much become worthless. So,
hey, Vinny Troia, that was very interesting information. I think you're breaking new ground with that, and we appreciate you being here. Thanks, Vinny.